this.
Hello, welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're looking at my video, apparently. From Sharp, it's a VC-5M6E, and this is a multi-standard VHS machine. Now, I've wanted to work on a Sharp for quite a while, and nothing's come up, so I went and bought one quite a while ago. It's been sat here. So, as they do. So, let's have a look. Get out the box. We've got polystyrene, which could be quite interesting because Mills is here and she hates polystyrene. She's just left the room. So I've not opened this, I've not looked at it at all since I bought it, and I can't remember how much I paid for it. It wasn't a massive amount, but it wasn't cheap either. So, there we go. So it looks fairly tidy, a few marks on the top, which we can sort out. Mains plug should need to be changed in the fullness of time, and somebody's put a cable clip around there. The front of it, it's pretty tidy. Needs a bit of a polish and a clean up, but multi-system, MEC cam, so not C cam but MEC cam, PAL, BG and I, NTSC 4.43 and 3.58. So nice, and slow speed adjust tracking. We've got the tuner and 9N or camera, and don't know what that is. Find out in the fullness of time. So then we've got multi-system select. I'm guessing visual integration. Oh, that's interesting stuff, isn't it? I do like looking at stuff that I've never ever looked at before. Didn't even know existed. Some strange shading going on here, like it's been near something that's it's been in a smoky atmosphere then, so that's quite fun. Let's have a quick look under the flap. So we've got tuning, TV video mix. Okay, that's interesting. We've got a tool for selecting the different bands, and then obviously tuning, which is fairly redundant to be fair. Starts at 2, so is 1. Yeah, it starts at 2, that's interesting. Okay. So yeah, let's take the top off and have a look. Fun screws. Okay, so basic 2-head machine. Quite interesting with the cap on the top there, on the top of the drum. Pinch roller looks tired, but not terrible. I probably do have one of these. There is also an idler tyre, so we'll have a look at that in the fullness of time. So next thing, let's have a look underneath, so see what the belts are like. Okay, so looks like we have to take the front off. So let's just undo the screw. And there's clips either side. I see one, maybe. Okay. And we shouldn't have any problems with it's very, very genuine. The mark on there is showing how genuine it is. So let's see if we can now lift this panel. I'm taking the 2 screws out, so that lets it come up. Oh, okay. I just realised I'm doing this a bit Sony. So yeah, I have to lift the whole lot up. So let's take these screws out as well. I'm assuming I've got more connectors at the front to disconnect, maybe. I missed. Quite involved just to get to the bottom of the deck. That's a long screw. Oh, clip there. And clip there. Any more clips? What am I missing? Oh, I see. Okay, lifts up. So connector on the front. There we go. So what else? What else are we battling with? So we've got connectors at the front here as well. I mean, how easy is it to take the whole board with it? I wonder if that's what they wanted us to do. Okay, so let's lift that up. Oh gosh, it really does all come apart. Okay, well, so yeah, it's I mean the capstan belt is okay, but this thing basically has no belts. It just has an idler, this belt here. I think that's it. You can see it's a bit of a mess with the panels, how they all pull out. I mean, that's pulled out that panel by that lead, which is not ideal. But what I'll do is I'll get this out. Gosh, that screw was tight. And see if I can find a suitable replacement. I'm sure I'll have one. And there we go. One of these machines that you work on with it on its back end. Yeah, that belt is really tired. Really tired, very dry and horrible. So yeah, but it's not in goo, so that's really good. Super. Oh, we do have another belt there, obviously, for the counter, which looks fairly worn, so we'll change that as well. But yeah, so I'll go through my stash of belts and let's crack on. Okay, so not giving credit where credit is due. It's actually a lot more simpler than I made it seem. So yeah, unclip the front panels. I sort of forget this. A lot of VHS machines do this. You just unclip the front panels and the whole lot just folds up. It does have hinges. Well, don't work terribly well. The panel that's floating around on this side, that had just sort of become unplugged because of my bad way of doing things. But yeah, we can sort of get it most of the way up. Some of the cables you probably can't see really. This cable loom stops it from going right the way down, or right the way back. But yeah, that's fine. And yeah, I've learnt my lesson. Let's crack on. The belt's a bit of an odd one. It's a little bit thinner, and that is by design because there is sort of a bit of a rim. So you've got the magnetic sort of pickup there, and the belt has to run along with that. I have found a belt. It's maybe a tiny bit thinner again, but it's a good size, so I'm hoping that'll be perfect. Everything else looks pretty good. Grease is fairly good. I would maybe like to... Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean the grease is really good, to be fair. It's perfect. So I think what we'll do, now we've got that belt sorted, let's have a look at the top. Let's crack on. So first off, let's have a look at this pinch roller. It's looking pretty contaminated. Yeah, so that's pretty pretty unhappy. The metal has started to corrode, so that's probably not going to be great. I'm going to see if I can find one in that kit I have. So yeah, I'll see what I can find. Let's crack on. Well, I think I found one. It feels ever so slightly smaller, and it's labelled as a gold star, which I know they did copy decks back in the day from Sharp and Panasonic, but yeah, we'll give it a go and see how we get on. So, okay, interesting. Cool. So, the next thing is to have a look at the idler tyre, and I mean we've got another belt for the counter as well. We'll see how we get on with that. I might not bother changing that, to be honest, if it's not too bad, because it's just the counter. But yeah, let's crack on. So a bit of a wing and a prayer here. I've taken out the two screws from the front loading system, and I think if I jiggle this, it should come out. There we go. Cool. How are we looking? It's certainly quite beefy plastic gears, which is really cool. it's sort of, yeah, it's a bit different to Sony's that tended to be a bit more delicate and cause problems. Belts wise, I might change these. They are looking tired. So it'd be nice to sort of get those done. Probably put a bit of lubrication there as well. But idler. And I remember changing a lot of these. And I seem to remember they're the same as Orion decks. Could be wrong. I could be remembering that incorrectly, but yeah. So let's take that belt off. And I think it's just the one screw. And then we've got some rubber. I have a very vague recollection of working on a deck like this from Sharp, and yeah, I just remember removing this plastic cover. And the rubber doesn't seem terribly bad, but it's going to be bad. So it does very much look like it's the original. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. It's the way I always used to do it, to be fair. There we go. Just trying not to damage the spring as far as possible, and let's try and get the tyre off if we can. You know, I might even have one of these idlers. There we go. Don't think I broke anything then. I just heard something go twang, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm sure these are used on Orion decks as well. And like I say, that probably needs to be lubricated as well. And then we've got another belt, which you can't see. So secondary counter belt. So I need to get those replaced. Because they are quite poor. Yeah, and the intermediate pulley is poor as well. Needs some lubrication. So that's cool. So I need to find one of these. And I've got a few to go at. So I'll have a look, see if I can find one that is somewhere near. Let's crack on. So I've actually found some Semi tyres, a pack of 5, and yeah, that is actually perfect for these. So that's brilliant. So I'll get that fitted. So I've given things a bit of a clean up. Not that you really know it, to be fair, but I have. And let's try and get this idler tyre on, which could be interesting doing this in situ. go, that's on. So, well, the spring came off, but it's not been stretched or anything, it just came off. So, that's cool. Probably the way you're meant to do it is sort of unhook it from the actual idler end rather than... There we go. Yeah, rather than try and put it off from this side. But anyway, I mean, that's sort of how I remember doing it. I think that would be okay. It does look a little bit stretched there. So maybe putting that through with some pliers just a little bit more, bending it round might be an idea. The capstan is really, really very dirty. So I need to sort that out, and obviously need to sort out the counterbelts as well. I don't think there's any sensor. Oh, there is. There is actually down there. There's a sensor board. So it's looking for this to be rotating to make sure that there is take up. So it's not sounding good either. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so well, I found a replacement belt for the counter, but I've not found a belt to replace the... Where am I going with this? Yeah, so there is a little plastic gap. I think that's where it needs to go. It's a gap in the chassis. So the gap I'm seeing through the plastic is also through the chassis. Okay, so and I assume that goes on the bottom. And then I have washed this actually, but it's still stained with some residue from the idler, the old idler tyre. And that clips in, hopefully, without breaking. See if I can do this without breaking anything. Just wonder if I can get it so... Do it that way. Put the clip in first and then drop it down, just so I'm not stressing anything. And then we've got a screw to go in there. Hopefully this will be okay. And then put this belt back on, which is absolutely fine, to be fair. I mean, there's no problem. I have lubricated the spools as well, and the intermediate pulley, so that's good. Obviously got a new pinch roller, and I've cleaned fairly well. Cleaned the capstan. See a little bit of contamination there. So I might just give that another quick clean. Okay, that's cool. Right, yes, so let's get this back on. I know what you're thinking, and I'm thinking the same thing. I don't know whether I've put the screws in, whether I've put the bracket back on underneath, but yeah, I'll check that before we go too much further. Really forgot the little rubber. There we go, sorted. So I've done a bit of a aero dust and a bit of a clean the display, also clean the front. It's actually come up rather nice. It has been in quite a smoky atmosphere, that's for sure. Don't know quite, maybe a wood burn or something like that. It's not sort of, it looks like wood derived smoke then. Maybe, I don't know. I've given the tape path just a very, very quick clean, but obviously, I mean, we've got a new pinch roller there. And the idler tyre's done, of course. I'm just reminding myself, really. It's just been a few days since I last looked at this. You can see there's still dust in there. But that's fine. I've just got the worst of it out for now. It really needs sort of properly detailing with a brush and just cleaning out, maybe take out a few bits and pieces as well, just to make sure the dust is out of it. So I think what I'm going to do is put it back together and we'll give it a try. So yeah, let's crack on. I nearly forgot where that screw goes because it's quite an unusual one, but it actually goes just the other side of this can in there. So yeah, flash of inspiration and remembered. I can't remember if we did the plug test on this one. I know everybody really enjoys that. So let's have a look. Place your bets now. Yeah, 13 amp. So yeah, needs to be 3 amp, but the plug needs to go anyway. It needs to have shrouded pins. So I will do that in the fullness of time. But for this, sort of just get it up and running and see how we get on. Let's crack on. Before we put any power to it, just double checking, we've got 240 volts there. It's also got 260. It's probably a bit closer to what it should be around here. We frequently get 256 volts mains, so yeah, I could even turn that up and it'd be fine. And then similar to Sony's, BNC, video out, in, audio out, in, and the RF, of course, for what it's worth, and test signal here. So, which is off. So I think we're all good to go. I'm also trying out something new. Unfortunately, you might have seen it when I did the JVC VHS video. The sound was really distorted, or it might have been actually the beta top, the Grundig beta top. The sound was really distorted, and I found out that I think its capacitor's gone in the Panasonic DMR EZ48V. So yeah, that will feature on another video. Let me know if you've had that problem and solved it. I'm assuming it's going to be another capacitor because they do play up. So I've got this, bought off Amazon. It's about £32, I think, and basically it will go up to 1080p for what it's worth, but it supports normal sort of composite, low-res composite. Some of them don't particularly like it or distort, but this should be fine. Like I said, it's £32-ish on Amazon. It's S-Video as well, which is quite handy. HDMI, and you have got a separate audio breakout, I assume there's audio on HDMI as well. So yeah, we'll give that a try. So just before I power it on, I have actually got the remote and I've given that a clean as well. So stick some batteries in that, and hopefully that'll work as well, which would be great. Doing it one-handed. There we go. So no telltale, other than, well, will it? Can we see it in the camera? Yeah. So quite sensitive buttons, which is quite nice, I suppose. So cool. All set up with the adapter as well. I'm running that out of sockets, and the power lead is really short for it. So I'm using my Anker Solix little power bank and an extension lead for the power on. So I suppose let's give it a go. Oh, it's dead. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. Oh, I've got an operate. Just got no display. So let's see what happens. Probably just going to press play straight away. Okay. Well, that's playing. Now, this tape is long play. I haven't got any audio. No, it's not. It is short play. Let's track that out. Pause. Ooh. Yeah, the adapter is not like, I don't know whether there's something actually going bad with the image. There's a bit of colour something or other going on there. Okay. So fast forward and rewind are really good. It's a nice deck, I have to say. But I do seem to have an issue, not helped by the box sort of being a bit temperamental. There we go. There's a bit of contamination on the heads. So yeah, I thought I'd recorded this in short play. So I don't seem to have any sound, but that could well be that I need to actually take the audio from that box, which is a bit disappointing. It's not actually doing the audio from the via HDMI, so I might just try it. I don't know, drive headphones. I might just plug some headphones in and just see if that does the trick. But it looks like we have got a clock issue, and I would say probably it's one of the negative rails for the display. Interesting that they put like a slow, struggling a bit, like a slow button under the flap. It's like they wanted to do it, but didn't think it was and hide it away. We can do it, but we're going to hide it away. So yeah, so that's playing. I mean, it's playing really well, to be fair. Well, I have no audio. Not helped by the end coming off this lead. So yeah, that didn't go well. So I don't have any audio and I don't have any clock. So yeah, one thing I am wondering, there was a panel up this side and I wonder if that panel's come adrift. So I might just try that, I think, and just see if that maybe is the cause of all our woes. I don't know what that panel does. I haven't got a service manual for this either, which would be quite useful. So yeah, let's just turn the power off. So I think I can get to that panel from the top. Nah, it's in. So yeah, this panel here keeps unplugging itself when you lift the board up. But now, oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's just there aren't that many screws that actually hold the PCB, and so I've just pushed it off the. I'm checking it. I've pushed it off the little locking tab, which is fine because it's just come back straight back up. So yeah, let's get this put back in. So it looks like we have an audio issue and we have a clock issue. Could they be related? Yeah, they could. Could be like a rail missing, maybe. I don't know. I would say it's fairly doubtful. I think it'll either be a negative DC rail that's missing, and then we've got a separate audio fault. So yeah, that's quite interesting. I mean, I don't trust the setup because this is an unknown, this box. So you know, it could well be that box, there's something wrong with the audio side of it. I don't know. I need to test it properly on a known good setup. But yeah, so I have run out of time, unfortunately, but it is working. At least basically it's working. So yeah, but quite an unusual machine, and I'm sort of really looking forward to doing more work on this, getting the clock going, checking out that sound issue. And trying out different formats of cassette. I mean, obviously this is PAL, recorded a few years ago as a test, make up a test tape basically, just to run on machines. It is actually, it's a Super VHS tape, so it has the notch in it, but it is actually recorded, that's recorded on the Panasonic, so yeah, it will be standard def. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one and enjoyed having a look at this interesting machine. I very seldom saw Sharp machines because they were so generally so reliable. It was only really belts and idlers that, you know, service basically that they'd need. So I only saw one or two really, relatively. So yeah, it's just really nice to have a look at something a bit unusual in its original box, multi-standard from Dubai, and yeah, at least the deck's working. That's half the battle, and it sounds really sweet. It's lovely and smooth. The grease still seems very good on it. So yeah, so with that, we will return to this machine, so keep an eye out and subscribe and all that stuff. And a hype would be lovely as well. Really helps the channel. But with that, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in another video, hopefully. Bye for now.